Hey everyone, this is Bo from the Mari server. I'm here to do a video on, wow, just Mabinogi in general. This is a video that's kind of been long overdue. I feel that there are a lot of people who still ask me, oh, what is that game that you always keep playing? Or, what's so great about Mabinogi? Um, so I've already done somewhat of a little Mabinogi intro video in the past. It was really bad quality. If you kind of like uh, click below, yeah, right there. You'll see an old video that I did way back then. But this time I'm gonna do a new video with all the current updated things on Mabinogi. All right. Okay, let's get started first. The first great thing about Mabinogi is that this is a free game. It is 100% completely free. You can make an account on their website and just immediately start playing. Yeah, so you don't have to pay anything just to play this game. It's awesome. That's the one kicker here about Mabinogi. It's all 100% free to play. The second thing is just the uniqueness of the game on its rebirth and class system. So I'm going to show you guys all the different classes you can have at the moment. They've got lots of talents as well. Let's see how to explain this. Okay, I think the talent part is probably going to be another day for me to explain. But here is a gist of all the classes. You've got life-related classes that have things like, you know, handicrafting, refining, blacksmithing, cooking, herbalism, potion making, fishing, taming wild animals, metallurgy, carpentry, wine making, hillwind engineering, magic craft. There's like so much things, lots of things here. It's like every possible thing in game is here almost. Mushroom gathering, holy crap. Harvesting, commercing, exploration, artifact investigation, lots of things that you can do here. That's for all life related skills. For combat, melee related skills, there's like certain things you could fight with, like swords, of course, you know, blunt weapons, arrows, I mean, not arrows, bows. Um, They've got shields and stuff like that, crossbows. You can throw money at people with Gold Strike. Um, you can charge towards people with a shield. So they have like just, you know, your general melee related skills, fighting combat skills. Then you got, of course, can't do without, magic related skills. They've got healing, party healing, enchanting, thunder related, lightning related skills, fire related skills like fireball, firebolt, ice bolt, ice spear, hailstorm, shields for magic related skills, and then other things that help you, like, you know, cast your stuff faster and quicker, better. So that's like lots of different types of magic skills right here. And then you've got alchemy related, which is, yes, my focus of combat here in game. And for alchemy, you've got like passive related stuff. That's just like things like fragmentation, donut beat, fragmentation, life drain, water cannon, wind blast, synthesis, flame burst, barrier spikes, sand burst. You can cast a cloud above your head, make some rain. You can freeze people, shock people with lightning that just kind of like spreads all over the place. And you can plop down like a Hydra, which kind of like poisons, I guess. You can summon golems, which is like kind of like a little mini combat pet, but not really. So that is basically synthesis in a nutshell. You've got fighter skills, which you can basically punch people with your fists, knuckles, and all that good stuff. It's a lot of chain related skills, so you can do things like uppercuts and then kicks and then drop kicks and then like pummels. You can pretty much look at these pictures here and you'll see what you're going to be doing. You can tumble, like pretty much jump and flip and all that good stuff. So that is fighter skills. It's all about like Hadouken. Um, and this is the one skill that brought me to Mabinogi. It is the one thing that caught my attention when I first started Mabinogi back in 2008 when it was first released for North America. It is music playing, and you can literally, if you know how to work with MML, you can compose your own music. You can compose your own music and you can play it in games. So if you know how to do that, you can play songs like, I don't know, whatever your favorite song is. Like literally any song that you can compose, you can play in this game. You can also fight with your instrument with a discord skill, kind of like does like a plop on the head and damage over time. You can buff people with this game, do some with a skill with this huge circle thingy. It basically heals and all that good stuff. I'm kind of going through it really quickly because I don't want to spend too much time focusing on these skills. So basically you can see that music playing is quite mostly related towards like buffing your allies. So this is a great skill set too. Puppetry is great too. Literally, you can control a marionette and summon this little girl or this big colossus, and they fight for you. These are certain skills that you can use to fight with the marionette, and it's pretty darn awesome. Basically, pull things together, fight things, run over things. It's great stuff. Dual gun. Basically, you fight with guns. Let's see if I have some on me. Yes, I do. You can fight with guns. It's awesome. It's very similar to like in terms of like magic damage, I guess, but not really. I love this skill the most. Bulletstorm. If I can use it. Oh, spin my guns. Basically, gunner is pretty fun too. You can grapple and get like I guess pull yourself to enemies. You can just like shoot in the air and like go all over the place. You can spam away with the gun and do an insane amount of damage. So gunner is fun as well. And then we got ninja, which is I think one of the newer ones, which is literally throwing shurikens like all over the place, and it's one of the fastest skills, combat related skills, and it's quite pretty. If I have one on me right there, shurikens. Oops. Let's see. So you can see that Mabinogi has quite a large amount of like skills you can use in game or classes. But here's the kicker. Like I wouldn't consider them as classes because basically the unique thing about Mabinogi compared to most MMOs I've played is that you have the freedom to choose whatever skill you want to learn. You're not focused towards one type of skill set. You can jump from like combat to magic to alchemy to fighter to music to whatever you want. There is no skill tree you have to follow. There is no worry in terms of like, oh crap, I screw up my skill tree. Did I do it wrong? There's no way you can level up your skill set wrong in this game. You just like train it and you know do whatever you want. This is your freedom. This is your fantasy life. That's why it's called fantasy life, of course. Because basically how this game works is that when you first play the game, you you start off, of course, at the lowest level, and as you level up, you eventually can rebirth at a certain age. And what rebirthing does is that you reset your level back to 0, but you still keep all the skills that you've learned. So technically, you don't always have to, keep grinding for levels just to, focus on one type of skill set. You can rebirth and then stack up on those AP again, and then rank up what you want and rinse and repeat. So pretty much this game is very casual. This game is also has its hardcore points to it, but most of the time I feel that it's just really gives you that freedom to just play it the way you want to. So that is one thing about Mabinogi. that's different from most games I've played. Another great thing is definitely the customization of this game. As you can see, the colors on my outfit, it is very customized to my own type of color. I mean, you can wear blue, you can wear green, yellow, orange, whatever you want. Because they've got things like dyes. Luckily for me, I've got this dye well here, and I can gather it and get a dye. A random color, of course. And you can also synthesize dyes to hopefully get a chance of a different dye color. There's other players that sell dyes in your color, or in, I guess, a dye that can help you choose what color you're looking for. So the customizations in terms of colors and outfits is very endless. You can see in the dressing room, when I open the dressing room, these are all the possible outfits, or there's more actually, in-game that you can potentially get. Like, the list is huge, and I'm just looking under hats right now. This is all just hats. I know people when people play games, they're like, oh my god, gotta get all the hats. But it's not just about the hats. It's all about, like, clothes too. So you've got different types of clothes here, which, as you can see, I haven't collected a lot of them. But there is quite a lot to sift through. The customization on your character is amazing as well. I mean, you can have different types of hairs, hair colors, eye types, uh, and then added like scars and crap to your face if you want. I don't really do that, but I added some blush. Different amounts. They're really cute or kind of creepy, but basically there's lots of ways to customize your own character to make it unique. There's also 3 types of races as well. There's human race, which is what my character is right now. And then there is the elf race, which is similar to like human, except they've got like pointy ears, and they run faster, and shoot, I guess, arrows better. Well, not better. Well, I mean, they shoot too, or something like that. And then there's giants, which are pretty much just twice the size of a human and in height, and they're fast, I guess, in terms of walking compared to humans. They take giant steps, of course, and they're very heavily focused towards like melee. Of course, their damage is amazing. So those are 3 races you can choose in Mabinogi. Unfortunately, I can't really show you guys them since it's just me here. And let me get out of here so I can show you guys other things as well. And there's lots of different types of pets that you can get in Mabinogi. Like every single possible pet you want. Dog, cat. So here's a cat. Sad cat. There's a cat. There are dogs. There are... Oh, I dyed my pet so it looks like a Pikachu. There are foxes. That one's a fox. I got elephants. I've got a little fairy pet here. I've got clouds, which heals basically upon AoE. I've got a scooter. Yeah, I've got totally a scooter. I've got a food cart, which is basically like you can buy food from it and ingredients. There's ice dragons, bone dragons, Pegasus, and the Pegasus is you can pretty much get for free if you complete your saga, all your sagas, from area 1 all the way to episode 10, 1 to 10. Yes, a free Pegasus. That's right. Now, granted, most of these pets you need to buy cash shop, so they're not really free in game. But when you first play the game, you do get some free pets. Permanent free pets. You get, I believe, it's a thoroughbred, a horse. If I can find one on my list. Where are you? There it is. One of these pets. You can get one of these horses. I mean, sorry. And you get an eagle, a flying mount. I find it. Where that eagle? Eagle. You get an eagle, and like I mentioned, you get a Pegasus for free once you complete the Saga mission. There's Eagle. Eagle! Doop, doop. America! So that is basically the free pets you can get. Everything else that you see here, unfortunately, you do have to buy if you want it with real money. Now, I guess right now I'm gonna go on to like I guess how big this game is. This game is fairly big. If I open the map right now, there are like 3 continents. Excuse me. You've got Yulod, full map. You've got Iria, you've got Belvis. Belvis is kind of tiny. But as you can see, they're like not that, you know, confusing in terms of how far you have to explore. Right now I'm in Dunbarton. There's a bunch of other places you can go to. And then you've got Iria, which is much, much bigger. You've got the giant place, giant continent. You've got the elf continent right here. Kila Base is basically like, I guess, not really human, but it's not either one of these two. When you start out as a human, you actually start in Yulad and Tira, so that is a starting point for all humans. So you can see that this game is pretty big, but it's not like so overwhelmingly big, and that's the great thing I think about some games, is that they're not super overwhelmingly big to the point that you get lost and confused, but so it's a decent size. Alright, now let's get down to the pros and cons of this game. I like to say for the pros, one thing for sure is that this game is free, 100% free. If you don't have to subscribe to any subscription and feel forced to like spend money just to play the game. It's like all free. And the other thing I like about it is just the customizations. Like, I like how everyone, almost everybody in this game looks different. I mean, nobody's really wearing the same thing. Everyone has their own color if they were wearing the same thing. If you do happen to wear the same thing and the same color, then you probably just did it by, you know, because you wanted to. There is just so much variety in terms of what you can wear and have on your character. And oh, right, I forgot to mention that it doesn't matter based on, like, gear, because there are going to be 2 slots in game where it's a style inventory, which is basically what people can see on your character, and then you have the gear inventory, which is like all your like I guess the gear that you want to use in terms of stats and enchants and stuff like that. So if you don't want to look like wear gear that looks ugly, but you want to keep the stats, you can wear it in your gear versus your style, and that's basically how it is. But of course, that one also, using the style inventory also costs some money. But thanks for the notes. Someone sending me a note. Alright. And then the next thing I like about this game is just the fact that it's like very casual, and at the same time it's very like hardcore as well. I mean, you can casually just hang out in town and then just like do nothing or talk to your friends or just chill, or you can go out and dungeon, fight, do things. It's very flexible to your schedule, to what you want to do, and that is one thing I like about this game. The last thing I like to say is that this game literally has like almost everything I can think of. Most games I tend to leave, like if I were to leave Mabby and I were to try another game, I would usually stop playing that game and I would just always end up coming back to Mabby because of like one thing. This game has everything. It has jousting, fashion design, dungeons, rafting, hot air ballooning, let's see, different types of combat skills, pets, lots of things, like literally almost everything you can think of. It has like cooking, fishing, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Usually some games only just focus heavily towards combat, don't have a lot of life-related skills, unfortunately. And then you have other games that have lots of like combat or like life stuff, but doesn't have enough like customizations. So there's always like one thing missing, and that is why I usually stick with Mabby, because it's got every single thing I can think of in any free game I've seen, and much more. Now I will say that there are lots of cons to this game though, like downsides. And here are the cons that I can think of. The cons definitely would be the cash shop, the microtransactions. I mean, it's inevitable that like every game company does need to make money somehow. So the thing about the cash shop is that it is I don't think you can see it on my stream when I click on it. But the cash shop has a lot of things that really, I wouldn't say it's paid to win, because technically most things, or not most, some things in the cash shop that you get, you can sell to other players. But that makes it much more easier for paying players to get rich, get a lot of stuff, gears, all that good stuff. So it is slightly somewhat paid to win in a way. You can buy things like reforges, which basically beefs up your weapon. Let me see if I can find one in my bag. As you can see, oh, it's cut off. Well, as you can see under reforging, those 3 lines, basically those things you can get from using a fine reforge or Credney's reforge tool. It's basically all about combat gears and like getting like the best pro end game related stuff you want. But you can also buy reforges and stuff from other players, which is like but expensive. Or you can get lucky and actually get one through an event that, you know, Mabby actually hosts. So that is one thing about the game that's a con, is that it's really like, if you've got money, you've got the bling, you've got the gold, and you will get all the goods. That's basically the summary. Another thing that everyone always has a problem with in Mabby is that this game is poorly optimized. This game is free, so technically, like, they don't really focus too much on the optimizations. They're just like, screw it, if you lag, you lag. So, it's gonna consume a lot of disk space. It's gonna consume a lot of, like, CPU. So, if your computer is, like, kind of old, and yet it can still run good, like, better graphics games like Guild Wars 2 or whatever, I can't think of, Terra, I don't know. This game probably uses up more, which is kind of sad, because the graphics aren't that, like, amazing compared to, like, other games. Yet it still consumes more, you know, stuff. So you have to kind of have a decent computer just to, like, you know, play this game and actually enjoy it. And last but not least is, I would have to sadly say, the community and level gaps. When you first join this game, it's not the most welcoming in a way, at least for Mabinogi. That's just me. A lot of new players have a hard time finding people to run things with, or people to help them do things, because there's this huge, insane level gap. It's like, if I were to look at my total level right now, if I can find it, I'm being dumb right now. Oh, there it is. Right now, currently, my total level is like roughly averagely around 10k. And then you start off with like level 1, and then it takes like several rebirths just to get up to like 1k or 2k or so on. So like, there's this huge level gap, and it makes it difficult for new players to like find you know, people to help them with. That is why they do have guilds, but guilds are also hard to get into in the sense that, like, unless they accept everybody. Some people do only focus on certain levels to join their guilds. So that is one thing. And when I say community, another thing is, like, there's a lot of I'm not lie. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of trolls in this game sometimes, and it can be really hard to find a good group of people to play with. Um, Once you do find a good group of people to play with, I would just say stick with them. You know, because it's really hard to find people who are uh gonna be helpful and not gonna be trolly and all that stuff. But because the fact that this game is free, it allows anybody to play, including like idiots. Just saying. I know I'm sounding mean, but I'm just being honest here. Um, and last but not least, the fact that uh, not just level gaps, but there are huge gaps in terms of events and stuff. So like if you were to play Mabby and then you decide to take a break for like 6 months or so, you miss out on like so much stuff that people probably get or something before you were here. So then you start feeling left out, like, oh crap, I missed out all that good though that event, and I missed out that item giveaway or that stuff, and you're like, you get discouraged and you don't even like want to continue playing. So it's one of those games where like if you're not playing like actively, I guess for X amount of time, you're gonna miss out on a lot of like content uh that might make you feel like left out in a way. Most of it is just all pure just customizations, items, and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what Mabby is mostly all about. It's all mostly about like customizations, outfits, all about the fashion nogi. Yeah. So this is basically my video on the pros and cons of Mabinogi and basically what this game is all about. Despite all that, all the cons, I still say that this game is a pretty good game to play, at least start with. Um, I will say that it got 10 times more easier than when I first started back in beta. It was a lot more difficult back then. It was a lot more, it required people to learn a lot. Like, you literally have to, like, find out, uh, how to unlock a certain skill by talking to certain NPCs. But now they just, like, literally just give you the skill, and you don't have to do that anymore, which is kind of unfortunate, because I kind of like that. It was kind of fun, finding skills and stuff like that. So they nerfed a lot of things, they made a lot of things more easier, so it's more friendly to new players, so that way they get a bigger community game fan base. I don't know what the word is. So yeah, it got a lot easier, and it's a lot more friendlier, I guess. That's all I can say about Mabinogi right now. If you guys have other things you want to share, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will comment if you have questions. Anything else. Mostly there's not a lot of like visual, what do you call it, presentation about this game. It's mostly me talking, so sorry if that bored you guys. I'll do my best to make another video specifically focusing on certain areas of Mabinogi, because it's really difficult for me to sum up Mabinogi in one single video. Like literally I'm going to talk for hours if I end up doing that. So be sure to follow and subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys again. Great. Oh yeah, we have emotes. Yeah, we have emotes.